I am the true alpha male, the living legend of hair loss, and let's face it, your personal hairline hero. And yes, it is the morning of my 39th birthday, and I've got wisdom for you. I've written it down. It's time to be schooled by the living legend of hair loss, the true alpha male. So look, I'm recognizing that a new theme that actually matters to my viewers is this whole thing about me being an alpha male, and a lot of my viewers not. That's becoming ultimately, perhaps even the fundamental theme. And so I will be going back. I'll spend time responding to a lot of the comments I've received, talking about how you perceive me as beta, yet I perceive you as beta. I perceive myself as alpha. You don't. I get it. Don't care. Because ultimately, what is the definition of an alpha? It's the mindset. It's someone who is confident regardless of what other people think of them or what they perceive other people think. It has nothing to do with other people having an opinion on them. Confident, independent of that, check. And then I would say the other main thing to think like an alpha male is you realize it's not about you. You realize that you have value and meaning in life on how you treat other people. You love your neighbor as yourself. You serve others. You figure out how to help people figure out their own issues and problems. You don't focus on yourself. You focus on other people. That's what gives you value. That's what makes you attractive. That's what makes people like you. That's an alpha male mindset. What is a beta mindset? Thinking that your looks are the reason people like you. Assuming that you need to focus on yourself, not other people. That's weak-mindedness. Being an alpha, it's not about your looks. You can look alpha, sure, of course. I get it. I could get tattoos, shave my head, grow a beard. I could do that. Get rid of these. Then you'd say that I look alpha again like I used to in my videos from, every year and a half when I shave my head and grow my beard. But I realize even that's beta thinking, assuming that your looks matter. I have the alpha male mindset. It's a mindset. I'd rather be an alpha on the inside, in my heart and in my mind, than one on the outside, because I know plenty of men who look like alphas. They're not alphas. They based their confidence level on other people's opinions of them, and they focus on making themselves happy more so than making other people happy and serving other people. Weak-mindedness. So let's explore that a little bit more. I've written down 3 different types of what I'm going to call hair loss beta types. And these are based on viewers of my channel, people who leave comments. And again, I will be going back, spending more time on the individual comments, but I figured it was important to start with this fundamental video that really explores the 3 main types of betas that I'm seeing in the comment section. So let's have some fun and use this video as a future reference as I eventually individually start responding to those comments from people who prove to be one of these 3 stereotypes, one of the 3 hair loss beta types. Number 1 is going to be a teenager or someone in their 20s who hasn't yet experienced a true struggle yet. So they see their temples going back perhaps and they think, oh no, I'm going bald, which I'm 39 as of today, and my birthday. I've had receded temples since then. Or maybe it is a Norwood one, whatever it is. They're young, they're in their teenage years or their 20s. They haven't experienced true struggle yet. They're definitely doing the whole porn thing. Yes, I know no one's calling you out on it but me, but I'm your internet dad. And I'm not talking about religion here. I'm not even talking about morals. I'm talking about psychologically, it's messing you up. It's totally redirecting a healthy view of women and yourself and changing it into this really warped fantasy that's actually discrediting you as a male and the way you think. And then also in the same, number 1, this person who's in their teenage years or 20s, they also fear shaving their head. They've never done it before. Why? Because, quote, I don't have the right head shape. And I've mentioned it many times. What does it take to have the right head shape for shaving your head? Well, it has nothing to do with your head shape. It has to do with your hand and the clippers and just doing it. The act of doing it is what makes you have the right head shape. But see, someone who has never done it before fears it. You fear the unknown. Nick Shell says face the unknown, face your fears. But typically, these guys in their teenage years or 20s have never shaved their head, so they don't know what it's like. I did it for the first time at 21. But if you've never done it, you fear it, you place fear in the driver's seat. And you use the lame beta excuse. I don't have the right head shape. Nick, you had the right head shape. Yeah, you know why? Because I shaved my hair off when I felt like it. And I just went in and did it. Because an alpha doesn't base their opinions, doesn't base their confidence level on other people's opinions of themselves or their perceptions of what they think other people think about. So that's number one. These are people who are just, being young isn't the issue. It's that they haven't had enough life experience to realize how the world actually works and what an alpha male actually is compared to a WWE wrestler. So that's number one. It's specifically those people in their teenage years or 20s who lack life experience and therefore maturity. Number two, the opposite. Number two are the Peter Pans. These are my viewers who are age 30 or older, but you shouldn't be watching my channel if you're in that age group. You should have already figured out this stuff, but here we go. The Peter Pans over the age of 30, but that he fails to recognize that he's not being judged on his looks. Typically, my viewers age 30 and above, typically, or should I say stereotypically, these are my hair transplant defenders. These are the people who most adamantly insist that I get a hair transplant, that it's not too late. Why don't you just get a hair transplant? Or they're pushing pills. Why don't you just take Propecia? Why don't you just take this? They want to save me from the demise of my hair. Why? It's a reflection of their own insecurity, because they're thinking, well, I wouldn't want to lose my hair. I'm doing everything I can to save it, so I want him to do it. See, insecure people do that. They cast their own insecurities on other people and say, you should be like me. But no, I'm a confident person. I don't need to be like somebody else to be happy. I can be who I am. So also, these Peter Pans who are in their age 30 or above, that are their main focus on is hair transplants and popping pills, often I'll find that they're atheists and that they're basically MGTOW, men going their own way. You'll find that they have a really strange view of women. They're basically saying women are the devil, women are stupid people, stay away from women, women are the problem. So it's really interesting that for those boys who, in category one, the teenagers and people in their 20s who don't have enough life experience to understand what a real alpha male is, which is, again, a man who thinks, it's not a matter of how you look, it's how you think. You know that your confidence is based on your skill set, your ability to communicate, your ability to help other people, etc. And also it's a matter of knowing what your weaknesses are so you can focus on your strengths. That's what an alpha male does. And he focuses on other people, not himself. So those category one people, the people who are younger, the ones who don't get out of that and oops, it's their 30th birthday and they're still in that mindset and they still haven't figured out what they're good at, they're bad at, they don't know how to communicate, then they're in danger of becoming a Peter Pan, or pretty much are beginning the stages of it. And often you'll find that these people are the fiercest hair transplant defenders. They want you to pop pills to save your hair. They end up being atheists and MGTOWs. That's the stereotype. I mean, I've been doing these videos for 5 years as of next month. I know that these categories exist. It's not just one person. It's dozens every week. Many over the years. So that's number two. But number three, and this is where there's hope. Number three, future alphas. The future alphas. This is a guy who he's taken that step. He's shaved his hair off before. He's at least done a number two, if not shorter. He has shaved his head before. Or he's about to for the first time thanks to my motivation to do so. He sees other beta types as a poor example of a man. He accepts that he is being judged on his confidence, his skill set, and his focus on others instead of himself. He's in the process of accepting that it is weak-minded to want to stop or prevent hair loss. So there's the 3 types. See, the first group, the younger guys, they can become a future alpha. The Peter Pans is probably going to be too late. I don't see a lot of Peter Pans change their thinking. It only gets worse from there. But ultimately, if you're young, there's hope for you. If you're in your 30s, you're probably going to stay in that Peter Pan mindset and be weak-minded for the rest of your life. I haven't seen a lot of converts from the Peter Pan stage. So if you're young, there's hope for you. You can become an alpha. But you have to know what the definition of an alpha actually is. You have to stop confusing it with how a man looks and realize it's all in the mindset. I know plenty of alphas who look like a Jewish accountant. I know plenty of betas who look like a WWE wrestler. It's not about the outside, it's about how you think. That's what it's based on. That's almost the first step in converting out of being a beta. Your thoughts, your comments, your truth, your views of the world, they belong right here. But keep in mind, we're not done talking about this. I'm going to start going through my phone in the days to come, and I'm going to be looking at all the betas who misidentify me as a beta. And we're going to be revisiting these things. This is truth. This is wisdom. I'm your internet dad. What would you do if it weren't for me in your life? Probably become or stay at Peter Pan. Be like Nick Shell, true alpha male mindset. Mind over matter.